Well, guys,
Gianni, I think we need to talk a little bit about your top 3 list here, because what I'm seeing is a lot of hotties.
I like hotties, dude. I don't know.
I'm through
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with that though? You want to
You want to unpack that?
I'm a fan of hotties. All right, you know what? I'll just say it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Content Mill, the show where 4 creators from 4 corners of the internet all get together to talk about what we are playing and what we are making. My name is Gianni. I am your host for today's very, very special first Game of the Year episode for the Content Mill. We have a very, very exciting show in store for you guys today. But first, I gotta hear from my guys, man. I gotta hear from my guys. Nate, Heroic Headgear, how the hell are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm pretty solid on my Game of the Year list. I'm maybe not like some others in this call. I am confident in the games that I chose.
Nate was like, check, 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 ready.
Yep, it was that easy.
Must be nice, my friend. Must be nice. Phil, what about you? How is this process planning for you?
It was fine. I was also check done.
Nice.
And then I started translating this list down 5 minutes ago, and I'll never tell if it's the same list or not.
We're changing lists on the fly. That's what happens when you're part of this medium. You know, depending on your mood, your list is going to change no matter what.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Eric, what about you, my friend? How are you?
Miserable. This list was so... To give a context, Gianni's going to go more into depth with this, but our list is any game we played for the first time this year. Not like separate Game of the Year 2025 and Game of the Year of other years. It's everything mashed into one. So this was miserable for me, and I'll get into that later.
I try to make it difficult. That's what we do over here at the Content
You
Mill.
succeeded. Congrats.
Job well done. But before we get into the Game of the Year shenanigans, I do got to jump into our run of the mill housekeeping. We've had some really cool content go out lately. Has gone out lately. We've had a lot of fun, awesome shows. The Content Mill boys were over on Drop In, Drop Out during their Mario Kart Invitational. So, we showed up.
Fourth place, baby.
Fourth place. Did we show out? I don't know. The verdict is still out there.
I never cracked 10th, I don't think. It's,
I got second by a hair, which is hilarious because the bald man beat me by a hair on the last knockout tour. I was so close.
No, you were consistent. You were consistent.
I was very consistent. Off of not playing for months.
Right.
Was pretty impressed.
We all dusted off Mario Kart for that one. So go show the Drop In, Drop Out crew some love over on their channel. But for us, keeping it in-house, Eric, you've had some really cool stuff go out for our corner of the internet Discord for your short game long talk. Some stuff coming up as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so today, time of recording, the Game of the Year episode of the Cody Goaty featuring Phil, myself, and Chris the Nerdlies, Mr. the Nerdlies, and Cognitive Clips from Dido and Cognitive Clips, talked for 4.5 hours about our top 5 games, not even top 10. We also did some listener responses. We had some honorable mentions. Lots of cool stuff going on in there, and so far response has been good, so I'm pretty happy about it. That was also a brutal list, to be honest, and it was only one. Here's a little pitch for you guys to know how different all of our game tastes are. Only one overlap game over the top 10 or the top 5.
Really?
Yeah, only one game overlapped for the entire top 5 of everybody's game. So very cool. Go check it out. It was fun. And then I think,
and here we are. We all have Expedition 33 as all 3 spots on all our lists.
yeah.
Sorry, this is not the Game Awards. This is not the Game Awards. So.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't take this heat this early in the episode.
Everybody just left. They're gone.
Yeah, no, we're out.
Just us now. It's just us now. Yeah. But yeah, that's the big one. And then I think in 5 days at time of listening, 4 or 5 days, the Short Game Long Talk Game of the Year Spectacular is out, which is the SGLTGOTYS. It's our 3rd year doing it. We pitch we pit all 13 games that we played this year in a King of the Hill style like list, and we go from the first game we played to the last game we played to see where it lines up. Lots of user responses that really did, I will say, decide a big portion of where things went. It was absolute brutal discussion because I had to kill so many darlings to make that list. And that's one of the reasons why this list today is so hard, because you threw in my games that I played that were new this year with the games that I played that have existed forever. And boy, did I play some really good games on my show this year.
No, you definitely over there, you did play a lot of really cool titles, and today might just get as cutthroat as that. So we shall see here shortly. But here on the Content Mill, we have a couple of episodes coming out before the end of the year, and all the homies are going on vacation. We're taking some time off. At the time that this is coming out on Wednesday, December 24th, that's Christmas Eve, we have our very, very cool holiday episode coming out, talking about all our favorite gaming holiday memories. And then on New Year's Eve, our most anticipated for 2026, we're going to talk about all the things on the road ahead. I know I'm excited for a bunch of things that got punted from this year to next year. So maybe next year's list will be most of this year's list. We'll see.
Honestly, most anticipated always ends up just becoming whatever was Q4 last year. Like,
what got delayed.
That's what I'm most excited for.
Exactly. But today we're talking Game of the Year. This is the big one, folks. And like I said in the beginning, this is our very first Game of the Year conversation. So I'm super, super excited about this one. We have now had, when was our first episode? September 24th was our first episode. I remember it. We have now had a few months to get to know each other. And like I teased on the last episode, we have very, very, very different tastes in games. We all kind of play different titles, different tastes. Like Eric alluded to, I wanted to make it fun for our first Game of the Year. And this is what I came up with. I thought, we've seen the standard Game of the Year. We've even seen some of the mixed lists. We've seen all kinds of types of these lists, right? So my thought was, let's do our top 3. Let's make it really, really difficult. Let's we're out for blood building these lists, right? I want our top 3 this year, and I decided to open it up. Not only can you do new games, but I want to hear backlog games. And not only do I want to see backlog games, I just want to see games, period. So we're opening up the whole floor. Trading card games, tabletop games, tabletop RPGs. I don't care what it is. If you played it for the first time in 2025, I want to see how it stacks up in your top 3. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah.
It's brutal.
All right. Yeah, it's going to get kind of... It was hard for me to build my list, I'll tell you that. I think I was messaging you guys in the Discord do we maybe want to change
panicking.
Yeah. Look, I voted for top 5. I got outvoted. I wanted 5 games in here.
Yeah, I said I don't care. Eric said do top 5, and then the other 2 guys top 3. It's sorry.
Yep.
Now I know why Nate chose it. I know Phil chose it for the chaos factor. Nate was like, "Oh, I'm fine."
I got it.
Makes so much sense now.
So we'll kick things off. Eric, I'm gonna jump to you first.
Fuck. I was literally changing my list right now.
I'm gonna jump to you first, so you better say it with your chest, my guy. Okay. I want your number 3 Game of the Year.
Okay. People like thinking I'm gonna say Uma Musume on this. I'm not. I just did a whole episode. Otherwise, I would consider it on here. Go listen to the other episode like everybody else has. My number 3 is Blueprints. Came out this year.
Woo!
Oh my God, I said it. Okay. I'm like looking at the other 2
It's
games.
real now.
Now it's solidified. You can't change it.
The top 2 were fine, easy. It was 3, 4, 5 that I'm like, cool. Any order would have been fine. It's Blueprints. Yeah, this game really like opened up my mind to like, okay, take out a notepad, really do all the paying attention. One of my first video clips that went like really like like took off was me discovering the difference in the painting in the like drafting room, like where I noticed the little like the little candelabra on the shelf was different, and I was like, oh, holy shit. And like just the fact that, you know, that happens so much in like the 30 hours that I played. I rolled credits once. I do know that there's like 200 hours worth of content in this game, but I did say, and I've said it everywhere when people ask me, oh, why do you like this game? I was like, oh, because I'm going to play it for the rest of my life. That's why I like this game so much. I'm not stressing about getting through it, getting to that end game, finishing all the story stuff and everything. It's going to be there forever, right? I'm going to take my time with this game because it feels like something when I'm, you know, I'm feeling a little like, oh yeah, I want to flex my muscles a little bit and do that. I can just hop in and there's all this different content for me. If you don't know what Blueprints is, it's a roguelite where you're basically building a game board of how all these different rooms are going to interact, and you're trying to get to the end of the room, of the manor. And basically every time you open a door, you're presented with 3 choices, and it builds like little puzzle pieces and things like that. That part's pretty simple. Where the cool part comes in is like there's no notes in the game. All of the I think I heard somebody call it a what is it? Like brain gate is what it's called, where it's like you're running through these games again and again, and you're not unlocking new things. You do unlock some new stuff, but what you're unlocking is the ability to do things differently because your brain remembers it. So that's the brain gate thing. It's all your knowledge that you're retaining from run to run that can influence how the game goes. Whereas like I think I've had this conversation with multiple people that it's kind of all blended together, but like some people they complain about the RNG, and I'm over here like I like bending the RNG to my will because I've been paying attention to everything that happens in the game and allows you to manipulate things where you can get to a point where it's like I can guarantee that this room is going to show up because I'm opening a door in this location on this level on this, like there's all these different minute things that really like unlocked something in my brain that I was like, I never want to be told how to play a game again. Like I just want to learn how to do it, which led me to Tunic, which led me to trying a game called Expelled this year, like going down these like rabbit holes of like, you're just going to need to learn how to do it yourself kind of thing. And it really unlocked like a whole genre of games for me, which is why, and it led to a game that didn't make this list. And the reason it got beat out is that I played this one first. The Outer Wilds is another game where you take a ton of notes and things like that. And all those games I just mentioned, I played in a 4-month time period. Like I hit Blueprints and I became addicted to this kind of thing. And it's all because of Blueprints, which is why it beat out the other game I just mentioned, which is crazy.
It's always fun when you find that one that clicks and you're like, I want to consume everything that is even like remotely close to this.
Yeah, I think legitimately Outer Wilds is a better game, and I haven't played the DLC, which I've heard is even better. But Blueprints is on there. 1, it did come out this year, and 2, like it really allowed me to be like, okay, I can play games like this because I was able to get through this, which a lot of people hit brick wall after brick wall. And I was like, I'm cruising. I didn't run into like any issues because my brain was just like dialed in with this game. So I was like, okay, that's my number 3. And now I'm good. That the 3, number 3 was
Stop
the brutal.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blueprints, and I've said this on the previous pods, but I did play a couple nights. It was one, and I've said before, you know, my girlfriend doesn't play games, but she likes puzzle stuff. She likes card things. So I got it. She's heavily invested in Balatro. She plays every single day. But Blueprints was one of those ones too, where we sat down for a couple nights and it was that kind of enjoyable, like puzzle solving aspect. We were doing a lot of the kind of old school, like when we were kids, you know, passing the controller back and forth, trying to figure it out. And it's one that I definitely want to get back to, because my time with it, I never hit that point where I'm like, oh, this is unfair, or I'm not, you know what I mean? Everything seemed very well in line with what I expected out of, you know, a great roguelite. So I'm pretty excited to get back to it. So that's a good pick.
Yeah,
I think now you can breathe.
Yeah, one thing that I just thought of right now, I feel like would be a very good. I feel like they could iterate on this game into a like infinite roguelike kind of situation. In a way that's like, if you've ever played Loop Hero, where it's like you're just the top-down view. Like if you just played a Blueprints style game where it was just putting down the tiles to see what would happen. I feel like there's something there to where it's like presented with challenge, and make it like a mobile type game where it's like quick, like a Balatro addiction kind of thing like that. I feel like the way this game is tailored, it could be something like that. But yeah, if you haven't played it, it's real good. It's a really fucking good game. And if you bounce off of it, I'm sorry, but it's a real good game.
Phil.
No, is it my turn?
It's your turn, my friend.
Oh, all right.
He's like, oh, I thought Nate was next.
Yeah, well, just to like really dawdle here, Metroid Brainia was the word you're looking for, Eric.
Yes, thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Metroid Brainia.
You're right.
I like that. Yeah.
All right.
Did you just make that up?
No.
No,
That
that's
was
a real
on the
thing.
internet.
That floats around the sphere that like me and him like listen to content. I forgot what I knew it was brain something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about the Cody Goaty earlier. I also have my own personal top 10 list that someday will see the light of day. But because part of the fun of doing this show is that I just get to prank my friends, my top 3 is actually like thematic, I guess. And it is my top 3 because I think I've talked about this before, maybe on the show, but like this year has really been like my pivot to horror. And like this, very similar to Eric, like finding new rabbit holes to go down, like triggered by games. This has very much been my year of that, like specifically about horror. And weirdly, Blueprints is tied into that, I guess. Like I played Blueprints, and that game for a real long time was a horror game to me.
It is a horror game for sure.
Yeah. So my first game here, number 3, is a top game that wasn't actually a horror game, but really felt like one. And this is So Long As You're Here. This is it is a walking sim, I guess. But you play as an older woman in Denmark who is going through dementia. And it is a like really intense hour-and-a-half game. But the thing that I find so interesting about it is it's dealing with memory loss and an older woman who's like over the course of months is like slowly losing her ability to recall basic things and like seeing the family react around her. But the way that I've explained this game is that it's PT, except it's supposed to make you cry, not scared. Because the way that it works is that you just are in a small apartment, and that small apartment has like 4 or 5 rooms in it. Yeah. But it pulls off some incredible tricks where you will walk from one room to another, and when you are out of view of the other rooms, time will magically pass, and you will now be like the layout of the space will change because it's like mimicking what it's like to lose your memory. You'll have to do like some really basic tasks in the morning, like water your plants and like pick up a coffee mug and make coffee. And while you are going to water the plants with your watering can, you'll come back and your coffee mug has disappeared and like time has moved forward.
Wow.
And you have to like hunt around. It is like incredibly powerful. It is such a cool game. And it does the PT thing where like every time you move around the house, something weird happens. But again, like it's like you're being revisited by your brother who died and left like 50 years ago, or you go back to your childhood home, or you go down the stairs to go find your daughter, and you just get caught in the endless loop of going down the stairs over and over and over and over again. And it just is like a real gut punch of a game. But the mechanics of treating it like PT, like using the framing of a horror game, but in a story that is like trying to help you understand something that is kind of unfathomable, like really just like stepping into a life where it's like, you know, you just simply don't know that you have lost all of this stuff. And you like have the chaotic feeling of like, no, I remember, like the coffee mug was there, like it was there. And the first time I played this game, I restarted it because it's a small indie game. Like I thought that the coffee mug disappeared and the game like just goofed on me, but that's the game. Yeah. So Long As You're Here It's by a real small dev out of Denmark. Absolutely incredible. Could not recommend it highly enough, and it is definitely a game that will make you feel things.
I was say this is gonna make me cry, right?
Oh yeah,
that description
Yeah.
just sold me completely. The PT, but make you sad. I am
Yeah.
in for that. Yeah.
and it's like cute and nice. Like the art style is cool, and like the whole point of the game is that you're building a really rudimentary family tree of your family, and as you like build the tree, you like have memories of that person. But it just goes like it is such a
Yeah.
like difficult game to play through, but it is like it's kinetic. Like you just want to keep going through it. I think it took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to play. It's like a perfect way to spend an evening. And it's like just does the really powerful thing that only video games can do. Like you just really inhabit this person and see what it's like.
Oh man, yeah. While you were
this-
watching, like you were talking about that, I was watching the trailer, and like, I was like, you almost lined up perfectly with the trailer based off certain things you were describing, and I was like, holy shit, okay.
Yeah, it's spooky.
Yeah, that is wild. Like in the trailer, it shows like watering the plants during the day, and you blink, and then it's nighttime,
Yep.
and people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, we've already watered the plants today," and I was like, "Whoa, that's fucking crazy."
Yeah, and like
yeah.
there's some like dialogue stuff in there too, where you'll sit down with your grandson and you'll have a like wonderful conversation with him for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden your dialogue options are just like you don't know what's going on. Like it just like the story that you were telling just falls away immediately, and you're like, wait a minute, what was I talking about? And it just like it will hit you with that. Like it'll have these moments where it's like this beautiful, nice time, and like it's this like really lo-fi but really clean looking apartment in Copenhagen. So like everything is light and beautiful and airy. And then just you'll get like hit with a gut punch of like, I don't remember watering these plants and now 3 of them are gone. Or like I can't find my medication. And like the thing where you have like the pill vial or the like pill container for every day, and then all of a sudden days are missing and some of them aren't. It's a very good game. Like more people should play this because
It just came out too, right? In like
Yeah.
October. So
Yep. Yeah, it's super good. And that is the saddest game I would be talking about today. So we got it out of the way.
I'm about to cry right
Has
now
to be
listening
one.
to you describe it.
don't worry, I'll pick up the mantle on number 2. I promise.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, let's fight through the tears, and we will move to Nate. Nate, what is your number 3 pick?
Mine is my favorite military propaganda shooter I've played, and that's Battlefield 6.
Hey.
Boy, this is I have been a Battlefield player for my whole life, and 6 was like a dream come true. I wavered for a while after 1, which was like cool for the Battlefield or the World War I stuff. It was like more of a vibe thing to check out, not really like a throw yourself into and put hundreds and hundreds of hours in. But 6 is gripping me. It's got even, I think what solidified it as my number 3 is something they did just as recent as I think it began last weekend, was they added a wintertime event. And it is, yes, you're doing the normal fighting in New York and stuff, but if you're out in the cold too long, you get some frostbite and you have to go like hang out by a fire barrel. And it added this new dynamic that like, oh, you can't just throw yourself at a fight every time. You have to like think about your warmth and stuff like that. And
That's cool.
Yeah, this game has the possibility to have like really long lasting legs if they do it right. Like all the Portal stuff I've talked about before is, I think, at a good start, and they could definitely improve some things. But if they keep doing interesting modes like this per season and giving us a reason to come back that isn't just new map, new gun, then I'm in for years probably.
That's
I haven't-
awesome.
I haven't played a Battlefield since what was the one? It was like Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
Battlefield
Yeah,
1
the World
was
War
the
I.
one.
Yeah,
that one ripped, man.
It was really good.
it was
I
good. But
loved that one because I want the chaos of like,
Yeah.
I'm shooting a gun that's ass. Everybody else has a gun that's ass. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Yeah.
But that sounds very cool. So you're an experienced Battlefield player. So remind me, it was like 3 and 3 had like legs that outlasted like 4 and 5, correct? Like that was the one that was like, or was it 4? I forget.
I think it was 4, wasn't it?
4, yes.
Yeah.
4 kind of, I mean, I know it's not, but it really felt like 3 plus stuff. So it was very much a take what they did right and iterate. And then, 4 lasted forever. I was playing that until 6 came out.
That's what I thought, yeah. Because I remember they kind of had that hiccup with 5 that like no one played. They also had, was Battlefield, what was the Cops and Robbers one that came out?
Hardline.
Hardline
holds
Yeah.
such a special place in my heart. Dude, I love that game so much. And I can't even like, this would be a whole podcast about me going off on it because I adore this game and everyone loves to shit on it because it did something so different and had elements to it that I wish would be brought back. Like there are gadgets in that game that have never shown up in any other that would just fit perfectly in 6.
Well, if they keep updating it, maybe that's where they
I'll
go.
have to go back.
I hope.
Well, I was gonna say it looks like with all the mod support that they're getting that's entirely possible. I would assume.
Yeah, I would hope so. But you know,
It also helps
EA.
that Call of Duty fumbled the bag so hard this year
Yeah.
that everyone's flocking to Battlefield. So hopefully that means that, it stays alive for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know how like the Call of Duties of the world, like, and the other games that are like annual releases didn't take a fucking page out of Assassin's Creed where they're like, we're gonna take 2 years off, come with
smart
something
thing.
different and new. Hell, like
Money.
the fucking WWE wrestling game that's an annual series
They
took
did,
a
yeah.
year off. Like,
Yeah.
it needs to be done every once in a while. Like, you need to give these
Yeah.
fucking people a little bit of time. Like, it's
Yep.
fine. Just do it. Like, oh man, yeah. So Call of Duty, I don't think is ever gonna really improve too much. But Battlefield has always been the one where they're like, oh yeah, we have some time in between
Yeah.
the games, so at least there's a chance that it's better, right? And it sounds like they did it this time, which is
Yeah.
good.
I think they nailed it. Yeah, 6 is very, very enjoyable.
But to your point, Eric, like if all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're not gonna bring back a Call of Duty for another 4 or 5 years, I would show up for that next Call of Duty. Like I would be there to check it out. Same thing with an Assassin's Creed, but it's like one of those things where Assassin's Creed maybe is a little bit different because you are kind of getting different, themes
Yeah.
and biomes and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like if I miss a Call of Duty, I'm like, I'll just get next year's Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like when I really want to play
what's
Call
your
of Duty.
what's your flavor? Black Ops or Modern Warfare? Like that's basically all they keep doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, which one do you prefer? And even those lines are kind of starting to blur, and they're creating their own like weird subgenres, whatever. I don't know what the hell the
It's
game. that came
Black
out
Ops
this year
7
was.
just came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's so depressing because it's supposed to be a sequel to Black Ops 2, which is my favorite Call of Duty. And they didn't just drop the ball. The ball went through the floor, and it is in the core of the earth. It is down there.
Black Ops 2 was the last Call of Duty I played. So
Really?
when I heard that it was like, I was like, 7? It's like, what do you mean? And that's nothing against Call of Duty. Like I never was into them too much. But when I was like, I pay attention to game releases. What do you mean they're on the 7th Black Ops? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So glad Battlefield 6 is going well, is all I'm saying. Because holy crap,
yes.
the dirge of like first-person shooters that come out every year and just are like more of this. They're basically just sports. Like it's just sports games at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, why? We don't need that. There's no reason. You guys don't have merchandise or live things to keep up with. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Are we going to be doing live action war to like keep up with what's happening in real life? Is that we're getting to that point?
Yeah, we can't get there. We can't do that. Let's
No.
wait for my number 2 and we'll talk about it.
Oh, okay. Great.
Oh boy. Here
You
we
said
go.
that you were done being sad. That's depressing as shit.
Now we're
Phil.
all sad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, for my number 3, I'm gonna take you guys on a little journey here.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Back in June, I posted a review for a game in the Drop In, Drop Out Discord chat for what I thought was going to be my number 3 game of the year on today's list. And that was a game called The Midnight Walk.
Ah.
I dropped a review for The Midnight Walk, and the first time I ever talked to Phil was in that chat. And I said, I with my sooty face and my cap, I said, I'd like some game recommendations, please. And Phil was like, I got a game for you. You should check out a game called Indika.
Yes.
And Indika is my number 3 game of the year. And this was a very hard decision. I thought it was very fitting, though, because the game that brought me and Phil together was technically the Midnight Walk.
Yeah.
Which is like a masterpiece, in my opinion. Yeah. We'll get to that on a future episode. But he put me onto another masterpiece, and that is Indika. If you haven't played Indika, Indika is a game where you play... she's a nun, right? I mean, that would be her. Yeah. She plays a nun, and you're essentially cast out of this institution that you're at. And I'm going to describe it poorly, so Phil, please jump in when you possibly can. But essentially, you're cast out, and you're meant to deliver a letter. And I don't want to spoil anything additional on top of that. You're cast out of this convent. That was the word I was looking for, convent.
Yep.
You're cast out of this convent. You're meant to deliver a letter. You don't know what is in the letter. You don't know why you're delivering this letter. And you essentially meet several different people along the way. You're in kind of a war-torn or previously war-torn, seems like a Scandinavian country. I don't know which country it was in, but you're delivering this letter. You meet all these people along the way. And as you are on this journey in Indika, you are slowly kind of uncovering the hypocrisies of humanity, of religion, of blind faith, of government, of sexuality, of there's all different types of. This is where the trademark hashtag theme stream came to be, was all from Indika. I love games that make you. I've said this before. I like games where you can root for the villain. I like games where you can cheer for you can root for the villain or hate the hero. Or I like when games put you at this kind of like moral crossroads. Indika is all moral crossroads for the entirety of its 3-4 hour playthrough. There are so many times in that game where you will question even your own moral code in what you would consider right and wrong. It challenges you, and not many games challenge you. Not to say that they don't exist, they do. But I guess what I'm saying is like not many games that I have had in front of me that play really well also challenged me from a mental and moral standpoint, to the point where I've said this before on this pod too, the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes of this game is just jaw dropper after jaw dropper after jaw dropper of just like, holy shit, like I don't even know what to think is right and wrong anymore, or what values I hold true might be flawed a little bit. On top of that, the game plays very well. It does a lot of things with perspective, first person, third person. It'll switch. You'll suddenly be in a completely different game, like that you weren't even playing before. It starts as a over the shoulder third person, kind of walking simulator, and then all of a sudden you're playing Frogger. Like, it's super bizarre. It's one of the weirdest games I've ever played. But if you stick through it, it's very rewarding from just like a philosophical standpoint. And not to make it sound all like bougie, but like it really makes you think. It really, really makes you think. Phil, what's your experience been with Indika? I know you're the one that put me on. I'd love to hear what you think.
Indika is still like probably top 3 best game I've ever played. It is like everything that you said about it, Gianni, is completely correct. Like, this game is, its way of talking to you is like kind of informed by the worst Reddit atheist you've ever talked to, but like somehow like written in a way to where it is like powerful and important. Like, it really does, like, it's hard to talk about this game without talking about
to
so
explain
much of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a like over the shoulder, like in Unreal Engine 5, like the most gorgeous looking game, like rivaling Expedition 33 in like its fidelity. Like, it's beautiful,
wild.
Yeah. But then every once in a while, it switches over to this like incredible pixel art that's really good and is like whimsical and weird. And the thing that I love about Indika so much is that every single time it does anything, because it is a surreal, weird video game, it is doing it for a reason. And there are so few games that I've played that aren't just doing things for gameplay reasons. They're doing them for thematic, make you think reasons. Mm-hmm. And literally every single time it happens in Indika, you're like, oh, right. Like, I get it. Like, I see what you're doing here. And then the like actual most perfect thing, to not talk about it too much, is that I didn't get it in the end. Like, without talking about the ending of this game at all, that when you said the last 10 to 20 minutes is banger after banger, in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, it's the last 20 minutes, because the last moment of that video game took me several minutes, because it does the beautiful thing that I love about video games so much, is that it does not let you end the game until you sit down and you understand what the game is about. And it is like a crazy, pedantic English professor thing to do, but it hits so hard in Indika, and I still think about that moment at least once a week, because it is the perfect encapsulation of a video game that has ever happened in my purview. Like, Indika is... I have looked, and I am so disappointed there's not a massive collector's edition of this game, because that is like the game that I would spend too much money to have like the most beautiful version of. It's so good.
And guess what? It would tie into the themes of that game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's one of those. It doesn't take long. You know, and to your point too, Phil. Like, I think a lot of it is not supposed to make sense at first, and I think that in and of itself is the point. There's also a lot of really cool. I don't necessarily want to call it fourth wall breaking, because I don't necessarily think it's that, but so much as it's kind of talking to you, the player, and not like the character. And that it's very intentional in what it does. Again, this is a game that's very hard to speak about. And if you watch a trailer, you're going to be even more confused about what this game is about. But again, that's kind of the point. I rewatched a trailer before today's pod, and I was like, oh, they want it to be confusing, and that's totally on purpose. But it is a very, very rewarding experience. I cannot recommend this game enough.
Yeah. 100%. Everyone should buy this game.
Yeah.
It's on sale right now.
Do it.
Yes,
dude.
Please.
It's on sale for $13.74. 44%
easy. Too few dollars, but you should buy that.
But yeah, I wanted to shout out Indika because, like I said, I was battling before the show. It sounds like our third spots were all the tough ones. I was battling because I finished the Midnight Walk. I thought it was a masterpiece. But I just thought it was very fitting how the first conversation I had with Phil was him recognizing like what I liked about this game. And we had never spoken before. And it was like, this game is special to me. And you going, you need to try this game. And it was just as special to me. So I thought that was really important. And that's why I wanted to shout it out for my number 3 spot. Cool. Well, let's move on to the easy ones, supposedly.
Easy ones.
Eric, let's talk about your number 2 pick for Game of the Year.
My number 2. So this is, it was like in this weird zone of playing it last year around November. So it made my list for 2024, but technically is around this time period of like playing it. So, and the fact that it's number 2 is crazy, but that just speaks to how strong my number 1 is. And my number 3 game, very similar to Indika, in the fact that it utilizes all these different types of things, all these different styles of video games, all these different forms of storytelling, the confusing nature of it. My number 2 is 1,000 Times Resist, which if you have not played this game and you're interested, I have a 2-hour-long podcast talking with the creative director of the game on Short Game Long Talk, and holy shit, I still can't believe that happened. This game rips. It's so good. Like, it is one of the wildest. I'm like pulling up old notes, like looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot that happened in this game. That's insane. But the one thing that I had mentioned in the episode is that it's a game about choice, regret, mistakes, generational trauma, mental health, parenthood, family, ethics, remorse, rebellion, heartbreak, loneliness, redemption, misunderstanding, self-reflection, paranoia, connection, self-love, confusion, manipulation, togetherness, theocracy, anti-theocracy, history, burdens, and continuation, and so much more that I'm missing. And like, it's also one of those games that like so much happened by accident. The game is called 1,000 Times Resist. The reason, and resist is an anagram for sister, which was pointed out to the dev, and he's like, that was on accident. It's just one of those games that these things kept happening to it that like made it better by accident. The plot of this game is basically we play Watcher, which is one of the sisters, one of the main 5 or 6 sisters. I always forget the exact number. I think it's 5. And it's it's like, I think 1,000 years in the future. And you're a clone of the one person that survived basically an alien, not invasion, but a alien, like sickness basically that killed everybody. Yeah. So there's only one female that survived, and everybody else is a clone of her, and they all live in a little society. And I literally like Indika, it's really hard to talk about this game, but it basically is a third-person walking simulator where you are unraveling the mystery of how this game, like, or how this world came to be, and what it means to be a watcher, and who the hell is the Allmother, and what does Heki Almo mean, and like red to blue and all these different things. Because as you find out really early on, the Allmother is this 16-year-old girl named Iris that just so happened to be immune to the disease. And it's like, what if you were a 16-year-old who became omnipotent, basically, because they did everything to make you immortal so that they could continue cloning you. And then you realize later on that it's like inspired by the like protests of Chinese citizens in Hong Kong from 2019 because it's made by a Chinese a child of Chinese immigration in Canada, and that's Remy, and like all of the other people that are on there. Like, it is just, it's an insane game. Like you said, one moment you're just doing a walking simulator, next time you're zipping around like Spider-Man, then all of a sudden you have a side-scrolling section, and then you're flying like you're in fucking what's it called? Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like, there's all these different things, and everything has a reason. And one of the most like poignant things to me in this game that will always stick with me is between these like the like main like chapters, so to speak, that you can go do, like the actual activity when you're walking around the nest. I think it's the nest. Is that what it's called, Phil? I believe it's Orchard? Yeah, that's it. Thank you. When you're walking around there, that's your hub area. Very similar to if you've ever played any kind of like a Fire Emblem or anything like that. It's where you go before like going out and doing your actual thing. And you can talk to everybody in there. Everybody has dialogue. And they all have names like, oh, Lonely Sister, Sleepy Sister. Like, they very basic kind of like things that you'd be like, oh yeah, it's whatever. But then as you progress chapter to chapter, you're talking to them. And then all of a sudden, there's like a thing that happens, and there's something like that happens to these characters that they're just normal ass NPCs that like in most games I would completely disregard. I was like crying for these characters that are just like named like Sleepy Sister or Intuitive Sister or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, they took a NPC like trope, and I was like, oh yeah, duh. They're just naming the characters because they don't want it to be empty space. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? And then like the twist in chapter like 4 or 5 that happens that then changes the game completely and changes the plot of what's going on. It's an insane game. It's about 10 hours long. Go play it. It is one of the most ambitious takes and stories that I've ever experienced. Like, I had to just let go in this game because at every single point I knew exactly what was going on and knew nothing at the same time. Like, I was like, yeah, for sure, this is what's happening. Still have no idea what is happening at the same time. Like, it is crazy. So yeah, go play 1,000 Times Resist. It is a all-timer. Gianni, I would love to watch you play this on stream because
I'd be
like
down.
your brain would start to be like, what the fuck is happening? Like
I
there-
live for those moments. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you: what's the gameplay like? Because every screenshot I'm seeing is like you're just talking. Like, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you walking to these
Yes.
moment to moment gameplay?
Yeah.
portions?
So when you're in the orchard, you're walking around and just talking like a third person game. And then when you go into what is the phrase exactly? Let me see. Communion. That's what it's called. Very funny, right? Another religious thing. When you commune with the other 5 sisters, because you have Watcher, Fixer, Healer, Bang Bang Fire, which is my favorite. BB is my favorite. And then what is the other one? Principal, and then what's the purple one? I forget her name.
Nowhere.
Knower, thank you. They are all leads of, except for Principal. Principal oversees everything. Everybody else is a lead of like different like all the sisters, like they all have their own different talents. Like they're not all clones that are exactly the same, so they all have different specialties. And of those 5 main ones, you commune with them and get memories of them to like you're basically deciphering the word of God, which the God is the Almo, Almo, who is Iris, which this is not a spoiler that she's a 16-year-old girl. That is very early on. Hell, very early on in the game and the demo, you kill the Allmother. Like if you watch the trailer right now, she gets killed by the main character.
Oh, shoot.
Real fucking quick, and then you get a cycle back of like, why did we get here? And every time you do a communion, that's where the gameplay mixes up. Sometimes it's still the third person things and you're zipping around. Sometimes it's side scrolling and you're like, or sometimes you're in first person, like just perusing through an apartment and like connecting with the objects to get more story and things like that. And it just like slowly unravels what's going on. So that's the gameplay. It's very just methodical going through these levels. And if you don't talk to all of the NPCs, which you don't necessarily have to, but that's a side quest during every chapter. It's like, oh, talk to all the sisters. You could probably get through it pretty quick, but you'll miss a lot of like weird little dialogue things that then 3 hours later you're like, oh shit, that thing that they said, kind of thing. So that's the gameplay. It's very simple. Like you're not going to be like challenged or anything like this, but your head's going to be spinning at all times.
It's definitely one that's been on my radar for a while. I just the gameplay part of it hasn't stuck with me from the trailers that I've seen, but everything I've heard about the narrative sounds amazing. And I know Cognitive Clips did a really cool video essay about it last year as well.
He's the one that introduced me to it.
Yeah, that's how I heard about it, was from that. So it's definitely been on my radar for a minute. Phil, you played this one?
Yeah. This is we're slowly going through my top 10 list from last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was number 3 on my list from last year. Like this game is great. It didn't hit as hard for me as it did for other folks, but I was just looking through the review here, and the thing that I forgot about that I think is like completely on point, Eric, is that this is a game you need to talk to people about. I always hear about FromSoft games being the games that you need to hop into right away because everyone's discovering everything and talking about it all the time. And I never really had that. But I did with 1,000 Times Resist. Like this was the game that I would flock to Discord channels and spoiler chats and like try to walk around the spoiler text that I can't read. But it was the thing that you needed to talk about because like, just like Indika, it was one of those games where every single thing has meaning. Like you go, you see it and you're like, I'm sure there's something going on here. And there typically is. This has like a really good, like it feels like it needs to be discussed from like a historic or like artistic cultural analysis perspective. And it's just a fun game. The gameplay is also kind of tricky for me, Gianni. I didn't love the playing of the game. I loved the story of it and everything that was happening in it. The gameplay is light for the most part, but like whenever it feels like it's ebbing a little bit, they just hit you with like some of the most powerful visuals you've ever seen.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that side-scrolling section that Eric is talking about, I think it happens once, right?
Yeah, once.
And it is the coolest fucking thing of all time. Like it's just like
Yeah.
straight out of one of your favorite animes. It's just
It's-
like watching that happen.
There's so much Evangelion in this shit. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like it and yeah, that sums it up perfectly. Like every single time that I started to wane a little bit, yeah, there would be a story beat that I'd be like, well, all right. Yeah, we got to keep going. Like I beat this in 2 sittings. Like I absolutely devoured this. And then yeah, like it was hilarious talking to Remy too on the episode, cuz like I was like, "Yeah, do you want to come on and talk about the game and stuff?" He's like, yeah, I'll come on the show and then just sit there. And he's like, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And yeah, it was great. Like just to be there and be like, man, like he's still processing what the hell this game means half the time. Like he's like, it's out of my hands. It's not mine anymore. Like it's the art is out there for everyone to kind of digest and consume. And like, yeah, he is a
it's
very
yours
cool
now.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so if you want to listen to just an absolute insane, and you can also hear the nerves in me and Jess's voices as we have the creative dev of a now Peabody award-winning game on our show. Absolute insanity that happened. And just, yeah, this game will forever be extremely important to me just because of that and because of how good it is. Like, there's not very many stories that like I submit myself to. Most of the time, I'm always trying to predict what's going to happen next. I'm trying to take in all the information I can to be like, oh yeah, I know what's about to happen. As you saw whenever I played Expedition 33, I was like, yeah, this is about to happen. Boom, it would happen. And with this, I'm like, I don't know. I have to just like free fall with this game and see where it takes me. And it was an insane journey. So I would highly recommend this one.
That's awesome. I got to check that out. Phil, number 2 game of the year.
All right. My number 2 game that I played for the first time. Not technically the first time I played it.
Playing with the rules. That's
Uh-oh.
not allowed.
Okay, but I didn't remember having ever played this game, so I feel like it counts.
So technically it counts.
Technically, it counts. In the theme of Phil's pivot to horror, this isn't a game that feels like a horror game, but isn't. This is a game that I use to flee from the horror of the world. This game is Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, nice.
Wow. All right.
I had never played most of this game until this year. And I thought it was one thing, and it just really wasn't. I went into this game thinking it's just going to be a Doom, but in alternate 1960s with Nazis. And it's kind of an immersive sim, which is not what I expected at all. The world design is super cool. I started playing this, let's say, to place this in time, right around Liberation Day. So we were all going through some stuff, and I needed to exercise some frustration on some Wolfenstein enemies. Still go back to
Who are
this
those?
sometimes. The Nazis.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No, I love this game. I mean, everything from the immersive sim elements to like the laser gun that you upgrade throughout the game where you can go like sneak through tunnels and stuff. The like actual like moment to moment gameplay is fun. Like I found most of the shooting enjoyable, which is something I don't really do in like older style id games like this. This is why I bounced off of Doom 2016 so many times. Like it just doesn't really do it for me. But honestly, if you want to, I think my entire playthrough of this is up on YouTube right now. And if you want to see me nerd out about like font design and fucking old computers, this game is for you. Like they blew out the budget on making an alternate history 1962, and they like fucking crushed it. Like just walking around this game is super cool to look at all the stuff, let alone the actual like shooting Nazis and you know where it goes. Like this game goes places which I did not expect. But man, what a good ride, and it has a good ending. I haven't gone back to the second one yet, but I will.
You need to.
Yeah, I know some things about the second game, which is why I'm excited to get to it, but I haven't gone back yet.
And also,
unfortunately, Atomic Heart took the slot for going back to Wolfenstein, and I really fucked up.
Oh, man, you picked good there, dude.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Nate, what was your experience with the game? It sounds like you've played it before.
I've played every Wolfenstein now, like the year they came out, and oh my gosh, those are also ones that I've come back to multiple times because it is therapeutic.
Yep.
And no, it is that thing that even the oldest one, the shooting holds up. It's got some really good mechanics, collectibles and stuff. Like even going back, I'll be like, oh, I didn't know about this little secret hidden area. And of course, like all of the machine games and id Software games, there are the levels that are like, oh, here you go, play the old classic version of this, and it goes to the extremely old, the boomer shooters, and that's a really good time. That is a fantastic pick.
Yeah, it's so good, and like the story bits, like I'm always a sucker for a building the team moment.
Yeah,
and this game just has a
team, dude.
Yeah, it's got a good building the team. They got harebrained schemes that they're doing. Schemes. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
Ancient Jewish technology.
Oh, come on. It's the Holy Trinity right there.
Yeah. No, it's not the Holy Trinity. I don't know much about Judaism, but I don't think it's that. But
especially because the third in the trilogy is definitely the lesser of the most, but still good. Youngblood is worth a playthrough with a friend once.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is the first of that, right? Like,
yes.
Because I was looking at it. There's one this came out in 2014, and then there was one right before in 2009. But I think, because I was trying to remember, I have a very little experience with this because an old YouTube show that I used to do that is no longer a thing did do a Let's Play of this, and all I remember is that the fucking Nazis had Zords, which I thought was crazy. I was like, what the fuck is this game? That's insane. So maybe I gotta go back and play this.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah. I just remember Nazis having Zords, and I was like, no wonder they won in this world. That's insane. Holy shit. Yeah. But yeah, no, it always feels good to punch a Nazi. I could go back and do that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And you can do so much more than just punch.
Yeah.
You got a lot at your disposal. Yeah.
You sure do.
Nate, we'll move on to you, my friend. What is your number 2 game of the
Mine
year?
is Dispatch, because what a story, what a game. I am 2 and 3 episodes deep into a third. So I've done 2 full playthroughs. I had to go back and be like, what did I miss? What if I did this instead of that? And God, this game has the replayability and the story to back it up. It genuinely maybe one of my favorite just superhero stories ever. The way they humanize it and then put it in this office workplace setting is such a cherry on top of here's your found family superhero thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's, are you going to kiss this person? Because HR might have to get involved it's so funny to me. And I just love the premise of this game. The cast is absolutely stacked. Yeah. And the art is beautiful. This is
soundtrack. The soundtrack.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, Dispatch is interesting because when I first picked it up, I was late to the train. All 8 episodes had already come out, and I was like, everyone's fucking talking about Dispatch. I have to check out Dispatch. And it had been a really long time since I had played one of those Telltale style game in full anyway. And the first episode, I was like, oh, this is cool. They're kind of introducing the mechanics. And I'm like, all right, let's do the second episode. And I did the second episode, and I was like, I get it. I totally get it. Not to mention, I think something that is very under talked about is that the actual dispatching gameplay in Dispatch,
so fun.
It's very fun. It's very once you get the hang of it. And I, like you, Nate, I did one playthrough, my canon playthrough, right? And then I did a second playthrough, And the second playthrough, I was like cruising through the dispatches because I'm like, all right, I know there's like some pretty interesting, it's not like super deep, but the character customization in that game is kind of fun because you find yourself customizing around like their personality traits, which I found was
I
really
want to
interesting.
send this person on ones that's like, oh, this isn't for fighting. This is like a diplomatic dispatch. We're just
Yeah.
dealing with a dispute. And then others like, oh, I can send this person, but if I do this one with them, they get a team up, and then they're gonna clear that easy. And there's, the dispatching part. I really, really hope, like many have said, that they do some kind of DLC or free add-on or something that's just endless mode.
Yeah.
Because I would play that for hours.
I mean, in episode 1, they have the fake dispatch that you train on.
Yeah.
And there's like 7 characters that you do not see again in the game. So I was like, they're there. They're here.
And that was my thought too. I was like, again, going into that, I didn't understand that there was going to be some like character building mechanics. That you could literally just do DLC characters for those types of things. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
I will say, my one thing now having gone through the second playthrough is they clearly had a story to tell. There is some differentiation, but it's kind of like one of those things where you'll hit a point, it'll diverge a little bit, but then it's going to meet back in the same place. You're not getting like
Telltale.
you're not getting like some drastically different storyline, but
It's more about
there are a
seeing
couple
the
moments.
consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are definitely a couple moments where you're like, oh shit, like that went way different than my first playthrough, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, this was on my game of the year list for 2025. I think it was number 5. I only was able to do one playthrough, but I don't feel like I needed a second one because I just liked the first one so much. The one thing I will say, and I've mentioned this, I had a glitch that gave me the wrong ending because I did everything right. And, it was like midnight, and I was like, I know I'm close to the end. This will be great. It'll be fun. It'll be good. And then the ending happened, and I was like, whoa, that was crazy. If that's how the game ends no matter what, cool, whatever. That was great. And then I looked it up. It's like, oh, no, this is actually what should have happened. I was like, fuck me. I'm not going.
Oh,
and
man.
and I look at all the requirements
bummer.
to get it, and I was like, I did that. Even reloaded, went to episode 5 to see like where I was progress wise, and I was like, I met that requirement. And I was like, all right. So that's honestly probably one of the reasons why it hit number 5, because like the ending didn't feel organic. But now in my head, like weeks later, I'm like, oh, this was my ending, right? Like I know what it was. I'm no longer in that, but I was pissed at the time because I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? But the game is great. That voice acting is insane. I'm very curious. Like, I wonder if they'll do a sequel directly with these characters, or if they'll do like a new world, like a different area where these characters just make cameos. Because like the ending basically would get rid of the dispatch. Like any sequel would kind of eliminate the dispatching from this.
So I've thought about that a lot. Spoilers, real quick. If you haven't played Dispatch, maybe skip ahead a little bit.
Well, Phil, are you planning on playing it? We don't want to spoil it for Phil either. Okay, he's
okay. Sorry, bud.
He's out.
I think it would be cool if they went, no, now Robert as Mecha Man is part of the team. You bring in a new dispatcher that then has to deal with the team and stuff, and he's like the one being the mentor that Blonde Blazer was.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yes, yeah, because I'm like, you can't, like, Mecha Man's like OP as fuck. So yeah, that would be that's kind of where my head went as well. But yeah,
I think they do a season.
You have to do a different dispatcher if you want to keep calling it dispatch. Like,
I think they're gonna definitely do more with these characters.
Yeah.
I think is
it would be wrong not to. It's so popular and it's just skyrocketed.
Yeah. Moving on to my number 2. I'll keep it pretty quick, you guys. It's Expedition 33. It's my number 2.
Number
It's my
two.
Number 2.
Whoa, holy shit.
My number 2 game. Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I think maybe the bigger story here is that you guys all expected for it to be my number 1 game.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that when we get to my number 1. But because that changed very recently, I was wrestling with another game pretty consistently for the last couple months. Expedition 33, again, it's gotten so many praises. Obviously, if you've seen the Game Awards, it's the number 1 winningest game in Game Awards history the last 11 years. I personally, going into the Game Awards season was like, yeah, it would have been cool to see different games nominated for different awards or whatever. But I also am in the camp that like I thought Expedition 33 was a masterpiece. I thought it was 10 out of 10 gameplay. Unlike you, Eric, like I did not see a lot of the story beats coming. I was not spoiled by any of the mind-melting twists that, obviously everyone is now probably fully aware of, but if not, it's back in the zeitgeist. So there's some twists in the game. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So I was not made aware of any of that. I was the turn-based combat with the parry system was extremely engaging for me. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought the build crafting behind like the Pictos and Luminas, I know we talked about this on a previous pod, Phil. I thought that was, there were so many different ways you could build out your team. On top of that, I think it's some of, if not the best character work and performance from an ensemble cast in a game that I think I've ever seen. Not in terms of like, is it the most powerful? I mean, talking like broad scope, like broad brushes, no pun intended. I really think that the cast is so amazingly acted, and I think it deserves flowers just for that alone. But again, even if you take the story out of it, environments are rendered beautifully with some hiccups. Obviously, it's not perfect. I had a little bit of hitching during my time while I was playing it, but the environments are gorgeous. It boils down to the gameplay is really, really engaging. I looked forward to combat. I wasn't like running from random combat situations. I really enjoyed the combat for what it was. I like the mixture of real time and turn based mechanics. So yeah, I know it's a controversial to talk about.
It's not controversial.
Expedition
it's literally
33,
not controversial. What's controversial
I feel like
is
it is though.
No, it's not. What's controversial is my opinion that it's the best like 7.5 game to ever win the Game Awards. Like that's like it's not a bad game. I liked it. Yeah. But like I know all the things you said are correct. It just like I think so many games have done very similar things. Yeah. But what you're talking about, the voice cast, the design, the actual story for what I could tell, I stopped after Act 2.2 is about how far I got in. Like I got a little bit into Act 3, right? I got a little bit. So I guess 3.2 is like how far I got in. And you can watch all of that on my YouTube channel if you want to see me just deadpan. Literally the chat, like the funniest fucking thing. I didn't post it because it's like just
I was there for one of them.
But it's the funniest fucking thing of people being like, "Oh yeah, this is where people clip farm for people's reaction when the music hits," and I'm just like, "Cool, like that was all right." Like Persona does stuff like this too, guys. Like this is not that crazy. But the game.
But I think as for like someone like me who's never, and we've talked about this, like 100%. I've never super clicked with Persona. For me, I was like, all right, what they're doing here has clicked for me, and they're doing it as well as some. Maybe
no, that's
maybe not
the thing.
as well. But
I think I think what this does is it opens up a lot of people to. What
those
people
systems.
Like, yes, which has been a thing forever. I had the epiphany that like this is a game where they made a JRPG with conventionally attractive people with like Uncharted style like Naughty Dog graphics, right? And that makes it more mass appeal for people. And there's nothing wrong with the game. Like I don't I can't even really say anything bad about it. It just didn't click for me. But the voice acting is insane. The character work is really good. And I have said countless times, if they ever make a show about this, I will consume the fuck out of that media because I want to know the story more, but I was just so fucking bored by the gameplay by the end. Like you were saying like, oh yeah, I was not avoiding anything. I was avoiding nothing. I was avoiding everybody on the way out to into getting Act 3. I was so over it. Like it was like I got something I got a build that was just wrecking people, and I was like, there's no point in doing this anymore. Like I've solved this game. Maybe it'll get more complicated in Act 3, but I got to the twist in Act 2, and I was like, yeah, that all tracks. Like that made sense. And then I couldn't anymore. I also think, and I will defend the game by saying I do think this was a game I should not have streamed, and I should have just mainlined it by myself. So circle back to me in like 3 years when I try this game again and have erased a lot of it from my mind. And maybe I'll be saying like, oh, Eric, you big dummy, you should have liked that game more. Because it has all the stuff that I would like. It's got the turn-based strategy. It's got, good character stuff. It has relationship management stuff in there. It's got all that stuff. But it's also not that customizable as an RPG, which is why I think it shouldn't have even been in that category. Just because it has turn-based combat doesn't mean it's an RPG. And what's that game? Kingdom Come Deliverance. That probably should have won it because that's the most RPG-ass game that came out this year. But yeah, I think it's a good game. I think it's a 7.58. There is nothing wrong with that. And that's the controversial take. That's the controversial take. Phil, I want to hear your thoughts. I have like almost no knowledge of what you think of this game.
I really okay. I'm of two minds. So first, I think it's an amazing game. I really liked most of Expedition 33. The combat just didn't do it for me at all. I think part of that is I played it on easy mode, where I just was not super challenged, which I did on purpose. But I think the thing that really did it for me is I wanted to know what the story was. Like, I wanted to get to it. I wanted to see what they were doing because there's so much about this game that is just like the most my shit of all time. It's like a period of France that is super cool. It is the most artistic, just like not like artistic in quality, but like artistic in like it is referential in such a cool way that I don't feel like I see very often.
Yeah.
The story is cool. It is like using themes and metaphors and everything that I just like eat that shit up. And then I would have to remember how to use CL every 3 hours, and it would like fall apart for me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what they're doing with the story and what this game is doing in general with like what it's making you think about and what it's making you kind of digest is my favorite part. Like, I still think about Expedition 33, like the ending of that game, I think is an awesome lightning rod for talking about narratives in games, because there is no good ending to that game. And the only reason that you think that there is a good ending is because you're bringing your own shit to it.
Your own bias.
Yeah. And I love that. Like the amount of times that I've talked to other people about different pieces of this game, that's my favorite part of Expedition 33. Like, it is such a fun game to talk about. And like, sure, like the twists are like powerful when they hit, and then they kind of like fade away a little bit, except for when you think about them within the context of the rest of the game. Like the first major twist in that game that happens at the end of Act 1 is the thing that I think about through the frame of how one of the endings happens, and it changes how that twist works. And it changes how at least how I feel about it. And maybe that's not true for everyone, but like, that's my favorite part of this game, is like thinking about it and talking about it and like figuring out like, okay, how did this happen? And like, what does that choice mean? And I mean, the music is really good. Like it is an incredibly cohesive thing. It's just I never once hit a gradient parry outside of the time it taught you how to do it. Like,
yeah, I think you saying I turned it on easy too, just because one, I was streaming it, and two, like the parry system was just not like, if this game was just a normal turn-based RPG where it had quick time events for me, like to hit things, kind of how like I would have been fine. But the parry system, the fact that like when it's not my turn, I have to be on, like, I can't be just thinking about what I'm about to do. I have to be like on guard. Yeah, that I don't think turning it on normal would have made it.
I love that. So it's like different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah,
I really enjoyed that aspect of like, no, you can't just like sit there and be like, all right, like let me think about it for a second.
Yeah, I think that's just to your point, Phil. Though, as like if you turned it on normal difficulty, I don't think you would have hated the combat more, because it would have been worse. Like there wasn't. It's either you're parrying stuff or you're dodging stuff, and it's like, well, if you dodge, you're not getting the full experience. Like, that part was frustrating for me because to bring in like Persona or Metaphor, right? You get in a flow state to where grinding becomes like therapeutic because you're just like plowing through battles in like 5 seconds, right? Yeah. And that's what I want in my turn-based RPG. Not you better lock the fuck in every battle because you have to be paying attention to sound cues and things like that. And then one of the most egregious fucking thing. I no, for sure. I like sound cues too, but the sound mixing is not good in this game. The sound mixing is not good in this game because I can barely fucking hear it. But the thing that drives me nuts is that there are 3 or 4 different kinds of parries, and half of them have symbols to tell you when to do it. But the other ones don't. I'm like, just throw the fucking parry. Like, throw a symbol and I'm fine, right? If Sekiro can tell you when to do a fucking forward dodge stomp to do the Mikiri counter, Expedition 33 can tell me when to press the button to parry. Like, that's
it's
fine.
just like, I think it's just the jump parry is the one that has the symbol. The other two don't. The gradient and the regular
The gradient
one.
Does, yeah.
Does it? Oh, well, I guess it turns black and white.
Yeah. Like there's very obvious symbol timing stuff that when I was like, man, I don't like this parry, and then like 2 hours later they're like, okay, jump. Like, wait, what? Like you did the symbol thing. Why didn't you do the symbol thing earlier? What the fuck is happening? Jump. Like like literally like literally, bro. I'm like, hold on, that would have been so much better. I wouldn't have cared because then I would have been like, oh, there's the thing done. But yeah, the combat just never clicked for me. But I know why the game's good. So if you've clipped me out of context, I hope people have come to fucking listen to this and tell you that I don't hate the game. It's a 7.58. That is complete. That's completely reasonable.
Eric hates it, dude.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I should have liked it.
He's been roasting it for like 10 minutes. Dude hates this game so much.
On TikTok.
I think he hates the French.
I think that's what it is.
That's true.
There it is.
That's true. Actually, that one's true.
We got him, guys.
That's the one. Yeah. The fuck is
like if it was Italian, in for the whole thing.
We're good. That's why I'm here.
Fucking Expedition 33, but Renaissance paintings from the Italian Renaissance, bro. Yeah, way better. Way better game.
It's got fucking Ezio in there. This guy's just an Assassin's Creed stan over here.
Oh, you mean the franchise I hate? Like, clip that. I actually don't hate that. I just haven't played one since 3.
Clip it. I'm clipping it.
Clap it.
God. There you go, Gianni. I made your life easier.
Eric, why don't you tell us, as we move into our last round.
Are we going to do our number ones, or are we going to do the things that didn't make the cut?
Oh, let's do that. That's a good idea. Let's do our things that didn't make a cut. So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to name one thing that either A, is an obvious slam dunk in the community that just, as you have aptly dubbed, the Expedition 33 award.
Yep.
Something that just did not stick for you, or something that you really thought was going to be here that just didn't land. So we'll start with you, Eric.
All right, skip me. Expedition 33, moving on.
I think you just made your argument.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to do it again.
All right, good. Phil.
Blueprints.
Yeah, I knew that one was coming.
Yeah. I wanted to love this game for so long. I played
and
this
you
game
did.
I played it for like 27 hours. I looked. I hit credits, and then I immediately deleted the game because... Fuck that game. Maybe someday I will come back to Blueprints, but I think my kid needs to be like 10 years old so I can life this on a couple of weekends just to like get the fuck through it. I had like a really weird way of playing this game. I would basically play it for an hour to maybe 2 hours max every few nights, and that is not the way to play this game. And now, at this point, I took a bunch of screenshots on my Xbox, and those screenshots have disappeared off of the network. So all of that work is gone.
Oh, no.
You want my notes?
Check. Do you have a OneDrive connected to your Xbox? Because
Nate, look at me. Look at me.
You look like a man with a OneDrive.
Do you think I got a OneDrive?
He has a miniature of a fucking beautiful like architectural design thing behind him. Like, you think he's got a OneDrive?
Do you think
I
I
can't
got
be
a
fucked
OneDrive?
with the cloud. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
Did you see the notes app he recommended to me in the pre-show? This man
All it
has
does is
OneDrive.
notes.
That's on me. Yeah, you're
All
right.
it does is notes.
That's my bad. Yep.
No, the journey of Phil going through this game was so wild because at multiple times he was in love with it and multiple times he hated it. It was incredible. I was there the
Yeah.
whole time, like in the Discord. It was great.
Yeah, I think I put this somewhere. I can't remember where I put it, but basically Blueprints, when it came out and within that 20 some hours I played it, it was number 1 on my game of the year list. Like, bar none, this game, like nothing could topple this game. To it was never on the list. Like it was only those. Like, it was never going to be in the middle. It was always number 1 or it was never on there. And I still think this game has potential to be something that I like really, really get into, but man, the gambling feeling that I got with this game just like really rubbed me the wrong way. It very much was the I don't know if you guys have this feeling, but every once in a while I'll just download a game on my phone and play it for like an hour or two, and then I will realize that I'm going back to check it like it's an idle game. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't need this in my life. And then I will make the smart choice and just get it the fuck out of my life. That's Blueprints for me. I saw what it was doing to me. I was like, I'm not playing your game. Like, I'm out of here. So someday maybe. But it really was number 1 and just disappeared.
Fast forward, like I said, 3 years, and me and Phil are going to be on here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, Blueprints is the
Yeah.
best game of all time. I'm like, I can't believe I hated on Expedition 33.
Yep.
I can see it. Yep.
Yeah, that's
The
gonna be
redemption
so
tour.
fun. Yeah, dude. Blueprints, I think, you know what you need is like a cabin with like complete
Yeah.
disconnection, just
Yep.
you and a notebook and blueprints for like a weekend, and Phil's gonna come back like a changed man. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
But I did want to point out the horror element of this game that I think I mentioned to Phil during our game of the year. There's a guy in there. I forget his name, but he's basically like a fortune teller that you give a couple coins to, and he gives you like a cutscene, a very vague ass cutscene. And in one of them, I think I talked about this actually on this pod, where all of a sudden there's a perspective of you at the thing, at the fucking fortune teller, somebody opening a door and looking at you. I still don't know what that means. I am so excited to eventually know what that means. But yeah, like yeah, this is a game you can play for the rest of your life. I don't think anybody should, like, unless you are in games media, right? Unless you are somebody who makes a living doing this, you should not do all of the things in this game this year. You should not have done that, because this is a game that is going to like stick around forever. Like, it's going to be
live.
something. Yeah, it's something you can. And what's cool is you can jump to a new platform and almost like unlock everything that you had before. Like, I could go download this on my PlayStation and then be right where I am on my PC like super quick because the knowledge is there, kind of thing. So I think if it ever comes to like, you know, my phone for whatever fucking reason, I think that'd be sick as hell. But yeah, that I totally get why. Like, this is completely a game where it's like you're either going to love this or hate it.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. There's no one that's going to play this and be like, "Oh yeah, it was fine." Like,
Well, Nate, what game did you hate that everyone loved? What's your pick?
I didn't grab one of those. I did the other way of something
Okay.
that is just barely didn't make it. It is my number 4. And that is Avowed.
oh, nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
We've talked about it so much here, but I love Avowed. Everything from the actual story to the world, how colorful it is, how it feels. I really thought this game was going to like hit the industry in a bigger way, and I've never been so caught off guard by a game like quote unquote flopping as much as Avowed did. Like, people just do not vibe with it, and I don't understand.
Yeah,
Big same.
I loved Avowed. I adored it.
I mean, I know why it didn't, right? Like, it was announced in what, like 2019, something like that. It's been like
Yes.
it was in development for a very long time, so much so that Obsidian was not owned by Microsoft
Yeah.
when it was announced. So then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, it's like,
Right.
it's a game that was like, oh shit, Obsidian's making their own Skyrim. Like, oh yeah, fuck Bethesda. And then now they're like, you guys work with Bethesda again, right? Like that. I think that's one of the reasons why it kind of like lost all of its momentum.
But why would I don't know. I gotta push back on that because why I don't know. I still don't understand why that would paint it in a bad light. It's like I don't think Microsoft has their paw prints on that DNA.
No.
Like it is all Obsidian. So I think to Nate's point, like I agree. I played that game when I was like, am I playing the same game that everyone's like, yeah, it's mediocre. Yeah. Like
no,
I just don't understand.
It's not their paw prints are on it. The game is, from all I've heard from everybody, is that it's good. Yeah. It's the overarching, the people just seeing it from the outside, right? It goes from Obsidian is making their own Skyrim with their own vibe, their own style, all that stuff. I didn't even know about the Pillars of Eternity, like connection between there and all that stuff. Like it's like the indie Skyrim, right? Like kind of thing, even though they're not an indie developer.
And they never put out the messaging that like, this is our Skyrim. It was always going to be a smaller thing that like, even past Obsidian games, like New Vegas, it's objectively very much smaller than like Fallout 3.
Oh, yeah.
So going in knowing like, no, this isn't going to be my forever fantasy game like Skyrim is. It's going to be a new world, fun time to do a couple playthroughs. And it not hitting with people is baffling to me.
Well, yeah. What I'm not saying it was going to be the size of Skyrim. I'm saying it's a fantasy Obsidian. They've never done that.
Yeah.
And I think when all of a sudden now it's also being published by Microsoft, I think that's where people are like, now they're hesitant because it's no longer the cool Obsidian. It's the Obsidian that got bought and is now partnered.
They're not punk rock anymore. Like
exactly. And I think
now
that's one of the reasons why, like, it should have been a big deal, like from all I've heard. Maybe people don't like fungus people. I think maybe that's the issue.
There it is. It's the fungus thing.
It's the fungus,
dude. But I'll get around to this game eventually. I haven't played a game like this in a long time, and the little bits that I've seen Phil do in the capture corner in the Discord, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very, very good, Eric. And if you are like, when you're in that space, because I feel like with these open world games, like you gotta be in that zone to be ready for a big. Once you're at that point, like play Avowed. Don't listen to the haters.
Oh no,
this game is really, really good.
I have no ill thoughts towards this game. Like I told Phil when I watched him like capture some recordings like not that long ago, I was like, this is literally the first time I've ever seen gameplay of this. Like I've like gone like almost media blind to it. Like all the companions, the fucking like anthropomorphized Furby, these were all the first times I've ever seen these people, was when Phil was playing. I have no ill will towards this game. I will eventually play it. But I don't know why either. But my only thought is that it used to be punk rock, like you said, and then now it's underneath the Microsoft umbrella, which kind of takes some of the shine off. And you're like, okay, maybe. Yeah. Because then you just have people have their own thoughts and feelings towards Microsoft, which sucks because Obsidian has been nothing but a cool dev for decades at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So some of the best games are Obsidian games. I feel like Avowed is one of them, but so it goes. We can have a much longer conversation about this a different day, but my grand thesis on why people aren't playing Avowed is like very much Game Pass. Like I think that if that first
cheapens it,
if it doesn't hook you right away, you're not gonna invest in and stick around. And the moment that you finish that tutorial and you're like, yep, this is another one of these. And then you find out that you can't run from one side of the map to the other. You're like, nope, it's not one of those games. And then you're done.
Yeah.
Also fungus people, though. I think that's probably
fungus people.
I think,
yeah.
Play Avowed, dude. It's amazing. That was a good.
Be a fungi. Be a fungi.
That was a good, dude.
Sorry. It was. I apologize for that one. That was awful.
Get out. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right. See.
Oh man, Nate, that was a good pull, dude. You kind of took it in a different direction. I like that. That was really good.
I'm amazed that wasn't on your list. I really thought that was going to be
it's on there.
there.
Top five.
Top five is pretty fucking good. So like,
yeah.
I mean, if it's not on the pod on the top 3, it doesn't really count.
Right. No, you know what? I take it back. I hate this game. Fuck it. Let's just trash it, okay? The thing, it's too bright. It's too fun.
Clip it.
Too much guns. Yeah. Why are there guns in my fantasy game?
I can do gun and magic. What do you mean? I'm not supposed to be able to be that cool.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Dumb. Absolutely terrible video game.
Well, for my pick for a game that I went in the direction of something that I fully expected was going to be on my game of the year list in some capacity. Maybe not necessarily the top 3, but I can also commonly say not the top 10. And that's going to be, if you know me well, you know how much I am a big mega fan of the Little Nightmares franchise. I've talked about it multiple times. And unfortunately, Little Nightmares 3 is not going to end up anywhere on my top game of the year list.
Damn. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate. And I know Little Nightmares is kind of like a liked franchise. I wouldn't say it's a beloved franchise, but it has a very core niche cult fan base. The people that love Little Nightmares really love Little Nightmares, and I'm one of those people. I had the privilege of playing this with Chris, Mr. the Nerdlies, on stream, and I think that aspect of it was the most fun I had with the game.
Didn't it take you guys like so long to beat?
It took us twice as long as the How Long to Beat.
Yeah,
because it was
not a good sign.
Yeah, it was riddled with bugs. And granted, we played launch day, but still, it was riddled with bugs. There were, I know like even the Dido crew has some clips of just some like game breaking bugs that they ran into that just completely stopped them from being able to progress. We had some weird bugs. The other problem too is, Tarsier Studios, who is making one of my probably my most anticipated game for next year, which was going to be this year. Tarsier Studios is making Reanimal. They made the Little Nightmares 1 and 2 before there was some studio purchasing and publishing changes and things like that. So now the Little Nightmares franchise is under Bandai Namco as their publishing, and then it's developed by Supermassive, which is the people that make like The Quarry,
Dark Pictures.
Dark Pictures anthology.
The guys you know them for platformers, right?
Yeah. No, weird divergence.
Yeah. What I will say is they were able to capture the vibe and aesthetic very well. And even from like if you're a lore nerd like I am about the Little Nightmares franchise, they do some really cool, interesting stuff. But outside of that, the co-op mechanics are half-baked. They just don't work very well. The majority of the game, I remember my brother texted me and he's like, there's not a whole lot of puzzles really going on. You're literally, and that was the exact same takeaway I had, and I didn't realize it until he sent it to me, is you're kind of just going, here's a room. Wow, scary, spooky vibes. And then you go to the next room, you're like, wow, it's scary, spooky vibes. And then you just keep doing that over and over and over. Oh, and now there's a puzzle. It kind of takes that element, which almost kind of defeats the whole purpose of making it a co-op experience. It should have been really, really good. And it should have been a great co-op experience, and it just wasn't. So that would be my pick. I know you guys aren't big on the Little Nightmares franchise. I am. That's an important one to me. Oh, okay. Are you?
Yeah, I haven't played the second one just because I'm waiting.
Okay.
My wife goes through these phases where she likes games and sometimes she doesn't like games, but we loved Little Nightmares, so I want to play through 1 and 2 in like one sitting with all the DLC and stuff. I love Little Nightmares. I think like vibes are immaculate for a horror setting. So good. The first game is like perfect. But yeah, just you saying this, I'm like, man, I wish Playdead would have gotten a hold of this franchise, which is the people who made Limbo and Inside. Like, ooh, you give them this, it would have been so good. But yeah, that's such a bummer. Like, all the changing and stuff. But hey, we have Reanimal coming, which looks insane. That game looks crazy as fuck.
It looks like it's really going to capture what Little Nightmares 3 probably would have ended up being had it not changed hands. And to be clear,
it's just better.
Or it's just better.
Yeah.
And to be clear, Supermassive did a good job like getting the tone right. It's just all the other things are just not. They just didn't hit the way that they should have, and it's unfortunate. Eric, I would love to circle back. King. I would love to circle back once you've played Little Nightmares 2 because it is one of my favorite game endings of all time.
That one's not co-op, right? You just have a buddy with you
not.
the whole time.
Correct.
For the most part.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's where is it Ubisoft that published this? Who's the main publisher?
Bandai Namco.
Is it
published.
Bandai? Okay. So I think that's where they kind of went wrong. Was I think they saw Little Nightmares 2 and there was 2 characters, but one of them wasn't playable, and they're like, "Oh, let's just do that." It's like,
Let's just add co-op.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, they could have made it good. It just didn't hit correctly, and it just seemed like half the time I was like, "Why is there even co-op in this game?" Like I'm just kind of in the same space as Chris,
which is great, delightful,
which is awesome.
I've played. I luckily got to play
10 out of 10.
I got to play a very good co-op game with him, Split Fiction, this year.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a bummer because
Yeah.
you hate to see like the 3, right? The end of a trilogy, possibly. They're probably not. They're probably going to milk it for all it's worth. But like when you have that 3 slapped on, you want it to be like a part of a big overarching story, and the fact that it just kind of like laid an egg is a bummer.
Yep. Exactly. Well, guys, I think we will move on to our final round. We're running a little short on time here, but we will move on to our final round, and I got a very, very quick little game for you guys here. So Eric, the time has come. We need your number 1 game of the year.
Yeah. Okay. Some background on this game. It was the very first new game I played in the year of 2025. It was my very first review code I ever received. It instantly shot up into the top 5 games of my entire list ever, and it went post to post from January 14th when I got a hold of the code to now. That is Citizen Sleeper 2. Citizen Sleeper 1 was an amazing game that I was like a year late to. And so when COG hooked me up with an email to reach out for a code, I was like, oh yeah, I'll see what happens here. And lo and behold, they're like, absolutely, here's your code. And I was dumbstruck. I was like, what do you mean I get to play Citizen Sleeper 2 for free early, and I have the just blind playthrough with no guides, no nothing. Like, it was one of the coolest experiences ever. If you don't know what Citizen Sleeper as a whole is, it uses a powered by the apocalypse setting, system, I should say, not setting, where basically every day you wake up, you roll 5 dice, and it's 1 through 6. It's on a 6-sided die. Then you get tasks that you can do. You can go and choose whatever you want to do. Whether it's like working at the dock, you're in space dock, working as lifting up stuff if you're good at doing that, fixing things if you're good at doing that, and you basically use your dice. If you have a day where you wake up and you got 4, 5s, and 6s, you're like chilling. I'm gonna crush all this stuff. If you have nothing but 1s, 2s, and 3s, you're like, okay, it's going to be a rougher day. I got to use my skills a little more strategically, which means I got to make sure I'm doing the things that give me pluses and not minuses and things like that. And that's the basic system. Then you throw in the story elements of the fact that there's no fail state, the fact that failure can progresses the story, the fact that every playthrough is going to be completely different. If you want to hear me wax poetic about this game, me and Jordan Cognitive Clips did do an episode on my show about this, where we talked for 2 hours about Citizen Sleeper 2, and the fact that there's a digital eldritch horror that lodged itself in my sleeper's brain because and I'm like, what do you mean that's an optional thing that could happen? This game's insane. There's so much to this game. There's so many different little hidden meaning behind everything. Because I should have said this at the beginning. A sleeper is basically, it's a cyborg that somebody on Earth paid a corporation. You upload your consciousness to this thing and they give you a lump sum of money, basically. So then that sleeper just becomes a worker forever. And basically in this game and in the first one, you're kind of on the run as a rogue sleeper. And you have to find a way to survive, basically, because if you don't get this certain fluid injected into you, you die. So you're always on the run. You're always trying to find safe haven. You're trying to find allies. You're doing these missions, which involve sneakily going onto a very delicate, like derelict ship and things like that. And then it's your own story. It's like one of the most, it made me realize that like all I want to do in games is make choices and see what happens and respond to those choices. And that's all I ever want to do in video games. And this game, when I finished it, made me like openly sob because the end is, I've talked about this on, I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast or wherever, but the end of Persona games, when you're basically, or just Atlas RPGs in general, where you're saying goodbye to all the people that you've interacted with throughout the whole game and have these moments based off of the interactions you've had with them. And it feels like you're saying goodbye to your friends, like in real life, that you'll never actually get to have another memory with them again. It does that times 1,000, and the ending is so like abrupt, but like beautiful at the same time that I wish I could relive it for the first time, because the music in this game is nuts. There's no voice acting. It's all you're reading. And the fact that like when you mess up, the game's not like game over. It's like better luck next time. New day. Like like you good job. You failed. It happens. That's life. And yeah, it's just so insanely good. And I cannot believe that I got to play this for free and have it be like forever my very first review code that I ever received. So yeah, this game is nuts and everyone should play it. It's 10 hours roughly. 10 to 14 hours I would say is the total length, but yeah, play it please. It's so good.
Citizen Sleeper is the future of books.
Yes.
Like, this is what I want books to be.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would read more
high
if that was the case. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm playing through it again right now on my commute, and it's funny because it's a game that I will constantly screenshot, but it's not because the art is beautiful. The art is beautiful, but it's just because there's fucking paragraphs that hit. I was looking around earlier to see if my Switch was up here, and it's not, so I can't tell you some of them. But
let me pull
okay.
up mine while you keep talking.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was listening to the Kind of Funny podcast, and when Citizen Sleeper had come around when it came out, and I remember Andy Cortez was saying like, I've never played a game that makes me want to tattoo quotes on myself
Fuck
more
yeah, man.
than Citizen Sleeper 2.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, it must be really well written.
Yeah,
It
here's
is.
Here's one that just like happens when you fail something. Like I failed this early on and took a screenshot of my failure. Like that's how good it was. It says, you find yourself drifting away from Alma's rig in a haze of thoughts. It's clear to you at this point that Alma's history is written all over this place. But more than that, well, you can't be sure. The story, it seems, isn't for you. Because I failed it, they're like, it's not your story. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, yeah, nothing but screenshots of words. Like, insane. Yeah,
It's incredibly well written, and it's like it's well written in like a story aspect. Like it feels like it is responsive to what's going on, but it's just very singular cyberpunk prose. Like I feel like if you sat me down, and I mean, don't test me on this, but I feel like if you sat me down and had me read like Philip K. Dick, To Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, throw down Citizen Sleeper, throw down like some Isaac Asimov, you would be able to pull out Gareth Damian Martin's writing, because it is that singular and like that stylistic, and it fits everything in this game. It is so tight in how it looks and how it plays and how it reads that it is just like a wonderful singular package. Citizen Sleeper 2 is a fantastic video game.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, here's just the actual like description of what a sleeper is from the game. It says, sleeper, a familiar name, a mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted, one person sleeping until their dead is worked away, their double being made to work, to be consumed and eventually destroyed, a proxy, an emulation, a sleeper. That is what you are. And it's like, that's the beginning of the game. Like, you're nothing, right?
Yeah,
and
you're
then
nobody.
the whole game is about you becoming something, and it is so fucking good, man. Like, I can't wait to replay this, because what Citizen Sleeper 2 did, that Citizen Sleeper 1 kind of failed at, was when you choose your class, which there's like 3 of them, it locks off like certain things that you can't do. You can't be the best at, basically. Whereas in Citizen Sleeper 1, if you do enough side stuff, you eventually just like unlock the whole skill tree. Whereas this, like, skill trees are completely blocked off if you pick like, okay, I'm going to be the strong line. All right, you're going to be dumb the whole game. Like, you're not going to be better at the smart stuff. And yeah, it's so good. I love this game so much.
That's awesome.
Citizen Sleeper 1 and 2 are all-timers up in my top 5 ever.
Wow. Phil, what is your number 1 game of the year?
It's weirdly related to Citizen Sleeper in like a really strange way. Because it's not what Eric thinks it is, which is going to be a good surprise for him.
Yay! Fun.
So again, back to the horror, right? Like we're this here's the pivot to horror. So we've got a game that I thought feels like a horror game but isn't. We've got a game that let me flee from the horror of modern day life. And now we have a true horror game that is both horror in what is printed and it is also horror just in the possibilities of what you can do. And my number 1 game of the year has been in view the entire time.
Yeah.
Wow.
That thing
is
is beautiful.
Oh, it's so nice.
That's really good.
It is the Mothership horror role-playing game.
Wow.
Here we've got some more props for the video.
It's like Phil
folks.
Spencer. He's just got it like in the back, like
That's right.
teasing it.
Yeah.
But it's like when we talk about Citizen Sleeper as like being super well written and like the really cohesive vision of the game, like this is what I'm talking about. Like go back to what I was saying about Wolfenstein. And just
good.
How fucking incredible the font design is
dude.
in all of these games. Like everything about Mothership is my favorite thing about tabletop role-playing games. It is incredibly invested in its setting, but it is expansive in a way where it lets you tell your own stories in there. It is a simplified rule set that is not embedded and like super caring about, how far you can run in meters or what the rules are for mantling and what you need to roll to like have weapon proficiency in this thing. It is about storytelling. It does the thing that I love the most in video games and in tabletop games, where if you have a skill and you're just trying to do a thing, you just do it. You don't have to, if you can hack, you don't have to roll a dice to find out if you hack successfully. If there is no stress, if there is no, pressure on that, you just do it because you can do it. The system gets out of the way to let you play the game and tell the stories. And then on top of that, this game is just alien, my guys. Like everything about it ranges from Alien to Event Horizon. There's a little bit of Predator in there, Nate.
Oh.
It's like all of this good stuff, and it just gives you so much stuff to play with. And that the other like beautiful thing is, I'm holding up these books, right? These are all campaign books. They're all printed. This, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. These are the player rules. That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's like a brochure.
It is.
Simple.
It is a brochure. There is not like a
Lord of
giant
Jesus,
like
name of Jesus Christ.
textbook.
Oh yeah, it's
and
a chick
it
track.
is- Yeah.
That's incredible. Damn, I'm
But-
gonna fly my
Nice.
ass out to you so I can play this with you.
It's so good. It's incredibly smartly done, and it is a game that is meant to be played. It's not like the D&D books that I have hiding down there that are just like giant tomes to look at. Like
Right.
this game is set up in a way to where it says like, okay, you want to play a horror RPG. Here is a way to roll characters in less than 10 minutes. Here is a campaign book that gives you the absolute beginning of the adventure and all of the outlines, but just go. And from the design setup, like literally from the design of the game to the books, like I was reading some posts by the graphic designer of like the layout artist and everything, and he was saying that like everything in this book is meant to be read in spreads. I should not have to flip a page to find the information I need. It should all be on one page. And that is like the thought and care that goes into this game. I am
ease of
amazed.
life. God, I
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website right now. There's a module called oozed. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
So there's also an incredible like third-party scene that they're continuing to publish stuff out, and they are printed on trifold booklets. Like it is literally 8.5 by 11 pages that are trifold pages, and they just print them and sell them.
And they're $5 each.
Yeah, it's
Oh my gosh.
it's PDFs and physicals. They will send them to you. Like everything about this game is the most like well done indie tabletop game, and I cannot believe I just heard about it this year, but it is like the coolest thing, and I've only played it like 3 times. So
How do I play this? How do I play this with you without having to fucking fly out to you? Is that
but-
possible?
It's probably possible. We could find something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Phil, this is dangerous. This could be my new obsession. Don't do this to
figure
me.
this
Hold on.
It's
And it's
so good.
affordable. Holy
Yep.
shit.
Yeah,
It's-
affordable, easy to get into. Like this. Oh, speaking my language.
It's a D10 system, if that means anything
Oh,
to you.
yeah.
So that's fun. It has like some really cool dice mechanics in it. Everything is based on the D10, including like the maps. Like it is like a game that is obsessed with its D10s. It's cool. And everything about this game, like you should go read it. There's I think there's a really good video by Quinn's Quest on YouTube that is he does a review of Mothership, and it sold me on the game, and you should also watch it. It's a very, very good review. Some of these campaign books are the coolest I've ever seen.
The player's survival guide is free too.
Yeah.
Straight from their website. I was just looking at
So
that.
that's the rule book. The player
Yeah.
survival guide is the rule book, and then there's like the warden's guide, which is the dungeon master guide if you want to like build your own
shit.
stuff.
Phil. God damn it.
Yeah, I know, right?
This
I
thing's
didn't need another
the
tabletop
beautiful.
obsession.
Yeah, I don't even like play tabletop very much anymore because like I did like a fucking 3-year D&D campaign. But the deluxe set, the thing you have behind you, is like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
So fucking pretty. It comes with like all of the main adventures that they have published. There's like new ones. They just crowdfunded another one, and they made like a shitload of money doing that. The reason I say Citizen Sleeper, like A Pound of Flesh is literally just the station from the first Citizen Sleeper.
Oh, the
like
eye?
it's just the eye.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And like the way
damn
it's set
it,
up is
Phil.
that it's real good. it's so good.
That's
Highly recommend. And maybe someday we'll play it.
please, because
Yeah.
that's what I'll need to. I need to play it with you once, and then I'll fork over the money.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, Phil, you and I have been talking a lot behind the scenes about, because I have no histories with tabletops, like none, period.
Let's get him in.
Yeah, but I've
him
always
in the
wanted
deep
to
end.
try, and I know I was talking to Phil about this, like I've just never known, there's that just like natural anxiety of jumping in because people take it very seriously, and I think for me there's that fear of like, I'm a fucking goofball, right? But I like games, like I enjoy these types of systems and these games, so I always was like, all right, like I don't know where I'm gonna be able to fit in for these types of things, and then plus the mechanics behind it have always just seemed surface level, very complicated. And I remember Phil was like breaking it down, like no, like you simplify it, like and a game like this seems like a perfect jumping on point,
Yeah.
because it seems like it's a lot more beginner friendly, and
Yeah.
it's right up my, as soon as you said Alien, I was like, sign me up, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the mechanic in this game, like the entire thing with this game is that if you find yourself in a combat scenario, bad things have happened several times already, and things are about to go crazy worse. Like, this is not a game where you hold on to characters for a really long time. These characters will die. They are frail human beings in a world that wants to kill them.
I love that.
The other thing that I love about this game is that you rarely will take hit point damage. Like, sometimes you do, but what you end up doing is that every time you fail a skill check, you take stress damage. And then another save that you have to do is for fear. So as you continue to fail, you gather more stress, and at some point something bad happens and you fucking panic. and then you have to roll a d20 to find out what terrible thing just happened to you. And sometimes it can be awesome and you get an adrenaline surge and you're ready to go. Sometimes you have an aneurysm and you die. And then sometimes you just freak everyone out around you and it goes bad for everyone. And that is the stuff where it's like, you know, it's not that you failed the lock picking check and now you can't open the chest, so you hit it with a hammer. It is like, no, you failed the lock picking, and then also you're stressed out. And by the way, do you hear that skittering? Also, now you're going to panic. And these are like fun things that as a player you can kind of grapple onto, and like that is a role playing opportunity. Now you're like, okay, like now I'm like in this world. It's not like I just failed. Like now I can do something with it. So it's a really cool game that lets you kind of get the systems part of it out of the way and just let a story happen together with your friends, which is some of my favorite stuff in tabletop.
Well, I know what my game of the year next year is going to be.
Yeah.
That sounds insane. Yeah, I love the one system that I really like is the Powered by the Apocalypse and like Monster of the Week and stuff. It's like, yeah, if you're fighting something, you better be fucking prepared or you're going to die. Like, it is not okay, this session we did a one battle and next session we're going to do the role-playing one. It's like, no, this is over in a blink of an eye in like maybe 5 minutes. And it's either you escaped or you died, because most of the time is not a good thing to be in this fight. So love that. And I also love rolling new characters. Like that's good stuff. Creepy.
So yeah.
Oh,
Those are
I
NPCs.
love this, dude.
Those are normal people. Imagine what the fucked up creatures look like.
That's a normal person?
It's a normal person, man.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
It's so good. Everything about this game is incredible.
Love it. Good call, Phil.
That is fantastic.
Nate,
Me.
moving on to you. What is your number one game of 2025?
Dying Light, the Beast.
There it is.
I have gushed about this game endlessly, not just on this show, but to everyone around me, and I have annoyed everyone because, zombies, parkour, what's a better combo? It's peanut butter and chocolate to me. I spent so much time in this game, and just a few nights ago, they did an update, and they added New Game Plus. So, your boy just started rolling again, started from the beginning, and God, it's so good. Techland also is such a community-focused developer that they listen to what people want, and they add it, and the amount of support that all of their games get is something that definitely has to be commended. And even things as simple as, like, a while ago, someone was like, it feels like there's not enough finishing animations. So they went, okay, here. And they just dropped a bunch more. No, like, big pomp and circumstance. They're just like, we feel like this could be added. And it's one of those games that's kind of therapeutic to me, that if I'm at a night that I'm like, I don't really want to, like, put a ton of effort into playing a game and doing maybe something PvP or any of that, I'll just go parkour around, because the mechanics are so fluid and it just feels good to, like, be good at it. So I'm, without a doubt, this is my game of the year, and I will continue playing it through next year.
Yeah, you gotta get the what's the developer's name again?
Techland.
Yeah, you gotta get in touch with those guys. I've never heard somebody like, I love the first Dying Light game, and I'm like, I've never heard somebody that loves the game as much as you. So yeah, you gotta.
You're a true beastie, dude.
I really am. I'm beasting it all over the place.
I think that means something completely different.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, you knew.
No, but for real, like Nate, I think you have mentioned Dying Light on every episode we've.
I was gonna say that's
your
pretty close.
It might be.
That's your Uma Musume.
I think you put Eric to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And cherry on top,
It-
Roger Craig
it's-
Smith knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, in collecting B-roll for Dying Light, and it was kind of the same thing with Uma Musume, like, you kind of start to see a different side of it that just doesn't come out even in just explaining it. And one of the things that has been kind of fascinating me and kind of giving me the itch is the parkour mechanics in Dying Light just seem, you said therapeutic. It seems like it's just fun to traverse through that world. And I really I keep telling myself, like, as much as Nate loves this, I got to sit down and try it one of these days.
Yeah. Had you never played any Dying Light game?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
I have never played a Dying Light, no.
Bro, yeah, no, they nailed like the parkour mechanics in like day
the first
one. The first one is like so good.
I just remember when the first one came out and it was like, oh, it's Mirror's Edge with zombies, and I was like, that's cool. I just never.
The second I saw the drop kick, I was like, I'm so fucking in. Are you kidding me?
And it's so cool too because it's not just like this parkour action game. It can be a full ass horror game too. I'm sure I've touched on it before, but like there are times where I'm like, oh, I want to just therapeutically parkour around and run. Other times where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna drop all of my weapons, go out at night, and just sneak my way across the city. And it's so many different opportunities for fun that just you can make for yourself because of everything they hand you.
Yeah. Well, one of these days I owe it to you to check it out, and I will definitely be doing that.
Yeah, same. I have never played a Dying Light game either. I'm like actually not super deep into zombie games in general. But everything that you have said about this game has made me think like, okay, like maybe this is the one for me, because I do enjoy me an open world game, and it doesn't really matter what it takes, but if it is fun, like if it gives me that like dopamine hit that I get from playing Assassin's Creed games, then like I might do this.
Let me ask you, Nate, are you like the open world aspect of it? Is this similar to Avowed, or is it like just a massive map?
Yeah, it's a
massive
big map. It's the smallest map so far, but like it's got a lot of variety to it. So there is the city
it's probably very
traversal
vertical.
if you want. Yeah, well, and not as much as 2, because 2 is a city, like kind of New York style skyscrapers and all that. Yeah. This is more country city in the Alps. So it's got
Dude,
got
this
a lot
is
of
your Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, dude, it's got
This is it, man.
all that
That's
architecture and stuff is great. Super fun to climb around, but then it's got the wilderness and stuff where you're like, oh, I want to do the parkouring through the forest and like climbing on trees and stuff and across mountains, and it's got a lot of really good variety within it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, this looks so cool.
Well, I think we'll move on to the final game of the year pick, and that's my game of the year pick, you guys. Obviously we've been chatting a lot, and I mentioned I've been going back and forth on my game of the year in the Discord. And my game of the year was Expedition 33 up until about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But I have rolled credits not only on the main game, but also mostly on the epilogue of Hades 2. And Hades 2 is my game of the year.
Very nice.
And a lot of it has to do with, there is something specific that actually, if you catch me guessing on the Drop In, Drop Out pod for the Hades 2 spoiler cast the Thursday, when this drops.
This guy.
Just base level, this is one of the most addictive gameplay loops, if not the most addictive gameplay loop I have ever experienced in a game. Hades 1 was very fun, but once you kind of like figured out your meta, or like you're like, all right, well, this one I think works a little bit better for these kinds of runs. Once you kind of figured out the loop, I don't want to say it was repetitive, because you still had the roguelite elements, but Eric, you're talking about blueprints. You start to kind of learn how to like just angle it in one direction, and then it kind of just, it's very similar from run to run. Hades 2 is always different. There's never runs where you think you have it in the bag are the ones that you end up failing, and the ones where you're like escaping every interaction by the skin of your teeth are like the ones that you end up going the distance. It just has a way of. And I think some of the drop systems might also be catering to that, but it just has a way of the one more run aspect of it. I've never experienced it in the severity that I have in Hades 2. That being said, the art direction is 10 out of 10. It's one of the most beautiful art. It's so gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Even down to the the static images that you have during your conversations. Every time you finish a run, you go back to this hub area. I have never heard the same dialogue line twice, and I'm rounding out 70 hours in this game. I have never. There's never been like Maloney, evening. Like there's none of that. There's always a conversation to take place with all the NPCs that are available. But the reason that this moved to my game of the year just in the last week and a half is once you roll credits on the epilogue, and I won't get into spoilers. Once you roll credits on the epilogue, there is on the main storyline, you continue playing Hades 2 for the different challenges and puzzles, but they throw a couple little storylines at you once you've cleared the main game. And unfortunately, these are things that a lot of players probably will not complete because it's stuck behind the main campaign. But you get to a point where you have kind of gone through this entire epilogue. The story beats in this epilogue make the entire game worthwhile. And I think I told you this on maybe one of the pre-shows before, but I have teared up during games. I have gotten emotional. I have done X, Y, and Z, like where I'm like really sad about it or bummed about it. I hit a point in the end of Hades 2 when I cleared the epilogue where you talked about open face crying, Eric. I had a moment where a story beat hits and I kind of sat with it for a second and I was like, man, that's deep. And then another story beat hits and I just lost control, full on sobbing. And it was one of those ones where I was like, what's happening to me right now? What is this feeling? Because I've never cried during a game. And this was the first time I was like, I am crying right now, like sobbing, crying. And that story beat recontextualizes the entire storyline of the game in a way that I've never experienced in a game. You see twists where you're like, oh, that explains this and that explains this. This recontextualizes not only the game, but the game's mechanics in a way that make you look at it in a completely different way. I cannot sing praises enough about Hades 2. And also, if you are playing it and you love it, keep playing it until you finish the epilogue because it's easily a top 10 game of all time for me.
How long did it take you?
So to roll credits on the main game, I was about 35 hours.
Okay.
Another 35 hours was getting to that point. But I will say I didn't have my eyes on finishing that epilogue because you can kind of attack things in different orders. I didn't have eyes on finishing that epilogue until like 20 hours into that remaining 35. Okay. So I think if you were like, all right, this is my goal, you could accomplish it pretty quickly.
Cool. I played OG Hades when it came out in 2020 and loved it. But it didn't stick, just like a lot of games didn't when like going through quarantine and stuff like that. The only thing I could ever focus on for long periods of time was Animal Crossing, just because just shut my brain off. But yeah, Hades was one of the cleanest gameplay loops I've ever played, and the reason I didn't pick up Hades 2 was just because I feel like I need to play the first one a little more. Because I know that the Mel, she's Zagreus's brother, right? In the grand scheme,
his sister,
sister. Well, in the grand scheme of fucking Greek mythology and stuff. But I want to play it. I will play it eventually. I don't know if I'll do it on my PC, Steam Deck, Switch. I know you've been playing on a Switch too, right? And it runs like a dream.
Yeah, it runs immaculately.
Okay. That's good to know.
I will tell you, I really don't think you need to play. Hades 1 is a phenomenal game. So if you play Hades 1, you're not getting. But Hades 2 takes everything Hades 1 does well and just amps it up tenfold. So, and they do an awesome job of explaining anything that you need to know from Hades 1. So it's one of those things if you want to do two experiences, you're going to get two great experiences. But Hades 2 is better than Hades 1. And that says a lot because Hades 1 is really, really good. But yeah, and on top of that, one of the things I didn't expect, the soundtrack in this game, it takes a lot from the original game, but there is just some moments where you're like, I feel like I'm in a Disney movie. The way the music swells and the way that they they have these like full orchestrated, pieces. It's goddamn masterpiece, and I really think everyone should play it. Even if you're not there for the story, the gameplay's incredible. It's an incredible
Yeah,
time.
I've seen some clips and I'm like, yeah, this is insane. It looks so good.
Yeah. Well, guys,
Gianni, I think
Yo.
before you move on to the game, I think we need to talk a little bit about your top 3 list here, because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of hotties in Hades too.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of hotties in Expedition 33.
Yep.
and
there sure are a lot of hotties. So,
I like hotties, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
yeah, I mean, what's up with that though? You want to
You
take
wanna
a seat
unpack
and
that? Yeah.
unpack that a little bit?
I'm a fan of hotties. All right, you know what? I'll just say it.
Yeah.
Say it out
I'll
loud.
come clean. All right.
Attractive people
I
like
don't know about
attractive
that.
people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's-
Yeah.
From hottie to a hottie. You know what I mean? Like I like hotties. Sue me.
I'm just thinking. I mean, there's at least 2 games on your list that you really called attention to the
Maybe 3. You
art
don't know.
design.
Art design. Yeah.
Just amazing art. The art is great.
Amazing art.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not
Oh,
wrong
man.
though.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Can I get a little bit of validation
Yeah,
here?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay,
You're not
okay.
The
wrong.
only reason I
Perfect.
played Hades, the original Hades, was because I saw fan art of Nyx
Yeah.
the first time, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Let's
We've
be
all got
real,
our
dude.
faves.
Yeah,
We're all hotties, dude.
yeah.
Oh man, well yes, as the resident man who loves hotties, I think it is time to wrap up. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, let's go through real quick, round the horn. Eric, your top 3, what were they?
Blueprints, 1,000 Times Resistant, Citizen Sleeper 2.
Phil.
So Long as You're Here, a game about being a grandma. Wolfenstein: The New Order, a game about shooting Nazis. Mothership, a tabletop role-playing game about the horrors of being in space. None of them featuring hotties.
No hotties on that list. Nate.
Well,
your
hold
fi-
on. Wolfenstein has. You
I was
can't
like-
count out. Hold on. Yeah.
I was gonna say one of them's got to have a hottie.
We don't talk about that.
Why not talk about that? His name is BJ. It's a little on the face.
Nate, your top 3.
Battlefield 6, Dispatch, Dying Light the Beast.
And my top 3 was Indika, Expedition 33, and Hades 2. No through line to pay attention to. Don't read into it very much.
Don't worry about the hotties.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, guys, I just wanted to throw a little lightning round at you. Nothing crazy, but this is what I'm going to do. I have 6 categories. You're each going to get 2. I'm going to give you a Game Awards like category that I didn't prep you for.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a category, a few from the Game Awards, and then a couple that I just threw in there to make it even. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a category. Best whatever. You are going to give me your pick for that category.
Oh, fun.
But the caveat is it can't be something that was on your list.
Oh.
It has to be off your list. All right? You guys ready?
But so wait. Does it? It has to be something we played this year, though, right? Like it was all
Yes,
the stuff that
from
was
this year.
considered for,
Yes.
considered for this episode.
Anything that we consider for this year,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Understood.
All right?
Okay. Don't fuck me on this, Gianni.
I'm
Or do.
no, you should be fine. I'm gonna start with Nate.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna go with best art style.
Fucking, you know what? Here's one. Peak.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
I love the simplicity
Me
of
too.
Peak, but the
Me
way
too.
everything looks, the cartoony ass art style, that is it. Yeah.
That is peak.
That is
Peak is peak.
Love that. Love that. Phil, you are going to get best narrative.
Oh no!
Oh, that's so easy, bro. Come on. You know exactly what to pick. I know what you played this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin everyone's day with this one though, because you haven't heard of it.
Aw.
Wait. Oh no. Now I want to know what you think I'm gonna say. My favorite game for best narrative is, I think, Duskpunk.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the one.
I think it's got to be Duskpunk.
Yeah.
That's the Citizen Sleeper-like game, but it's in a Dishonored universe.
That's
Very
what I
good.
thought was going to be your goatee. So
Me too.
Yeah, well, I had to change it up, you know.
You
Yeah,
baited
love
me
it.
with that one.
Love it. Eric. Best score and music.
Best score and music. Holy shit. Of the games, Outer Wilds. Easy. Outer Wilds,
Outer Wilds.
has some of
Yeah.
the most insane music of all time. Yeah, that's
Yep.
easy.
Love
so valid
that.
for that.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Outer Wilds, but I've heard the soundtrack in so many like different like
It's insane.
wrap up videos and like and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a banger.
Bro, I could have
For
picked
sure.
almost any game that I played for Short Game Long Talk since they are so
Not
much
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that I went with Outer Wilds because I mentioned it. Like yeah, there's so many good ones. But yeah, Outer Wilds. Phil, you were the one that had it as your alarm clock for the longest time. Yeah, to panic wake you up in the morning. So
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
Sure worked.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go one more round, then we'll
Yes.
wrap it up.
Yes, this is so fun. I could do this for a whole episode.
It's good. Yeah.
Nate, best combat.
Ooh. Shoot, Doom: The Dark Ages.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really yeah. I love
like
both
that.
the previous Dooms, but this one being a hey, let's stop being so vertical and parkoury and like just the grounded. I think the tagline they used was "stand and fight." It's like yeah, absolutely feel that.
Love that. I picked up Doom the Dark Ages and it was one of those like I get it. Like the actual shooting of it is fun. It's just something about that period didn't quite click with me, but the moment to moment gameplay was awesome. And yeah, the combat was great.
All the shield stuff, so
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah. And you add a fucking parry mechanic, my dog.
Right?
Fuck, dude.
And
Boo!
it's a chainsaw shield. Okay, that's doesn't get cooler.
I only parry with guns. Damn it.
Salty. All right. Phil. Best. Ooh, this one's a fun one for you. Best world building.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna give me. Okay.
Damn, Duskpunk would have been a good one for this one too.
Yeah. No repeats. That's another rule.
Best world building of the games I played this year. It's like technically not the first time this world has been built, I think. But I'm gonna say Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon.
Very cool.
This is actually, not to like break kayfabe or anything, but this is technically number 4 on my actual GOTY list. It's just death metal King Arthur, so like it's
So rad.
Yeah, it's my wheelhouse.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna, if you had struggled with that, I was gonna point you towards Exocolonist.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
you
good too.
you crushed it. I love your pick.
Then we have last one, Eric. Best performance / character.
Best performance / character. Holy shit! Most of my games don't even have voice acting. Oh shit. Damn, that actually stumped me, bro. Good job. I mean, I think I have to go. Yeah, I just have to go with Jennifer English as my L. Like, that is the correct choice that the Game Awards made. Like, in Expedition 33, she absolutely crushed it. So that's my pick.
Absolutely. Cool, guys. That was a little fun, little.
I loved it. That was super fun.
Well, I think that is going to wrap up our Game of the Year episode. I think that went pretty well for our first go. Don't you guys think?
Fun times.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, before we close it out, I always like to ask, where can the people find you? What you got going on? We will start with you, Eric, Mr. The Human, aka Mr. The Human Plays.
I am on all social media that I post to, which is basically just TikTok and YouTube for the most part. If you want to follow me on Blue Sky, I'm on there too. It's not the easiest way to get in contact with me. Join the Discord, the Cody Discord. I stream. Well, by the time this is coming out, I'm not streaming, but I may be streaming the Saturday after this comes out. Actually, trying to finish the Bloodborne DLC, so we'll see if that ends up happening or not. I don't know how frustrated or tired I'm going to be and decide not to. But yeah, just look up Mr. the Human. That's me. I'm out there.
Thank you. Phil, 1/2 of 70% complete. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at 70percentcomplete.com. That's the website. I've been posting recommendations lately of 3 games every Wednesday to add to your wish list. Games that came out earlier this year, games that just came out, and games that are about to come out, which has been a lot of fun. I will not I will not jinx myself and say I'm going to have an Avowed video by the time this thing comes out.
You can't say it,
because I've done that once already. Yeah. But go check out the YouTube. I've changed up the format to point again. So if you want the quick points, those are in shorts. Otherwise, you can subscribe to the podcast still and hear that stuff. So playing around with the format, having some fun.
Hell yeah, love it.
Point to point, so good too.
It is so good.
Thanks, guys.
It's like let me wax poetic about point to point. It is literally my like dropping my kids off. I watch point to point. That's like my ritual every day. Is on the way home. Nate, Heroic Headgear. Where can the people find you? What are you working on?
Heroic Headgear everywhere. TikTok, and I started posting again on Instagram, and it's doing decent. So there, and then Twitch, and for my Twitch, I am streaming, we were just talking about it, but some Doom. I think we're doing Doom 2016 in the month of January.
God,
and then,
so good.
Yeah, at the end of that, I'm giving away a Doom helmet.
Very nice.
God.
Yes.
Helmets are so badass, dude.
Yeah.
So badass.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Awesome. And my name is Gianni. If you don't already know, you can find me, Gianni DeCross, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads, on Blue Sky, on YouTube, always where all my long form content is going up. Also on Twitch, streaming 4 days a week at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right now, I am trucking through my Dark Souls remastered first time playthrough. So make sure to catch that. We have a really fun time, and a growing community in the Twitch chat has been really, really awesome to see me watch me get my ass kicked 3 times a week.
Yeah, how's Blighttown treating you?
Oh, man, we don't talk about Blighttown. We don't talk about Blighttown. But other than that, be sure to check out our upcoming episodes. And make sure you come hang out with us in the Discord. Cody.pika.page, or a corner of the internet. That's where you can talk to all 4 of us alongside some other really, really cool creators about what we got going on and posting some world premieres, as they say in the biz. But I think that was an awesome episode. Gentlemen, I shall see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.